and good day to everyone. Welcome to my channel, and I want to tell you that I love you so much and I appreciate you checking me out each and every time. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also like my page and comment on this live stream. It's going to help me a lot. Thank you so much for visiting. Well, I just want to talk quickly on a subject topic that says what to do, tricks to know about um, how to build a house, how to go about building a house. Quickly, I just want to say one or two things that so many people doesn't really know at times in the building industry. And some people want to venture into just building a house, calling a bricklayer or a mason to just come, then they draw a line on the ground, then they start building a house. That's not how to actually start up a building. Okay, that's why we have so many buildings being collapsed, so many cracks on the wall of the building, and so many other issues happening to building industry. All these are as a result of negligence of people or ignorance of what people don't really know or say. So I'm just here to just explain briefly about some of these things and let us understand that in building industry, for you to actually build or for you to start up a building, there are principles that you need to follow, and there are things you need to know about the building industry. Okay, quickly now, if you want to start a building or you want to start up your building, the number one thing you need to know or the number one thing you need to do is to get an architect. That's the first person you need when you want to start up a building design, when you want to build a house, either commercial, public, residential, or any type of house at all that you want to build. The first person you need to call is an architect. An architect is to come to your site, survey the site, and tell you what to do. Okay, so by the time you call an architect will give you an advice on how to get a surveyor. Now, what does a surveyor does? A surveyor will come to the site, check the topography of the site, check if the soil of the site can actually take the number of floors that you want to build. Maybe first floor, second floor, third floor, to any number of floor that you want to build. And if it's just a duplex, he can tell you, okay, this soil will be okay for it. Now, after that testing or after that period, that's when an architect will come in with a design. And before an architect comes in with a design, he or she will ask you, of course, what did you want in the building? How did you want your building to look like? It's actually your building, but we don't bypass client's brief. We must get a brief from you. You must tell us what actually you want. So after telling us what you want, we will now come up with a befitting design, a design that can actually make or uh, that will stand the test of time. Let me just put it that way. So after an architect comes up with a design, he gives it to a QS. The QS is called the quantity surveyor. A quantity surveyor, his work is to come into or to come between the client and the architect to actually tell the client that so amount of money is going to build this house. This is the cost of the materials you need. This is the processes you need to follow. Okay, this is the current market price of a bag of cement. This is the current market price of of let's say ties. Okay, so a quantity surveyor will actually tell you all of these things because that's his work. Now after a quantity surveyor is done with that, because the architect will give each of these drawing to each of these practitioners, or let me say professionals in building industry, we have the architect, we have the surveyor, we have the electrical engineer, we have the mechanical, we have the civil engineer, and each of these people have their basic work. Okay, so after an architect design, he gives it to each of these people. Now after he gives it to the surveyor will quantify how much we build the building. He's going to do bill of quantity, what will cost, or what will be the amount that we build such a building. Okay, so after that, after the surveyor, the next person that may come into line is the structural engineer. That's a civil engineer. He's to tell us the number of beams, the number of columns that are going to actually build or stand the house, that will make the house to stand still. Okay, so you don't just build a house, there are things you need to put in place that will make the house to last. So he calls a civil engineer, and a civil engineer will know, okay, these are the number of columns, these are the number of beams that are going to be able to take the structure, or that can stand the structure on top of this soil, so that it will not collapse. Okay, and after he does that, he also takes the drawing and give it to the mechanical and electrical professionals. So their work is to actually do the electrical fittings of the work. That's for the electrical engineer, is to do the electrical fittings for the house, while the mechanical does the plumbing work. Whatever is required, he do the design of the plumbing work of the building. The same thing the electrical engineer does, he also do the design for the electrical fittings of the house, so that you will not just wake up one day and see your house catching fire. So some of these things are vital information that people don't really know. So when you want to start up a house, you don't just start a house just because you want to start a house. You start a house because you want to actually follow the right process, and you want your house to last. So I just say, let me just brief us a little bit about how to go about building our house, and how to also go about starting up a building. So it will be a nice one, that if you want to start up a building in Nigeria, the first thing you do, or the first person you will call, is the architect. Don't forget that the architect is very important. He's superior in the building industry, and he's the number one person that can come up with the design that each and every member of the professional building industry will handle. Okay, without the architect, consider your building not done. So that's the first thing you need to know. Thank you so much for visiting my channel, and I love you so much. I'll still come up with vital information. Stay tuned and stay blessed. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Okay, just see, let me just show you around. I'm actually in Abuja, somewhere in Abuja. This is a railway track. Okay, people are passing. Okay, so so quickly, thank you so much for visiting my channel, and I love you. Stay blessed.